The Texas City, Texas disaster was an explosion of ships at a shipyard on April 16, 1947. The ships were loaded with ammonium nitrate fertilizer that caught fire and exploded, killing hundreds and injuring thousands. This was a huge disaster and is generally known as the worst industrial disaster in American history. Although the cause of the fire that ignited the explosive cargo is unknown, many lives and property could have been saved if plans were implemented correctly. However, at the times, the lack of safety standards prevented this from happening. The disaster sent a message to the industry that lack of care and preparation can be devastating. The name of the boat involved in the fire was the Grand Camp. After the first fire started and spread, the captain of the ship made the worst decision he could have made. He pulled the crew away from trying to put out the fire and tried to fill the hold with steam to put the fire out. This process involves filling all compartments with steam in an attempt to kill the fire. This proved to be a bad idea, as ammonium nitrate had a terrible reaction with water, releasing toxic fumes and adding more oxygen into the air, giving the fire more life and increasing the overall temperature of the ship. Tugboats coming to help put out the fire were too far away and didn't have enough time to come help. The evacuation process did not take place and people were not aware of the consequences that would come. When the ship exploded, a tower of smoke went thousands of feet into the air and shrapnel shot into the sky. The blast was felt hundreds of miles away and damage was evident within tens of miles. Over 600 people and maybe more were killed as so many bodies were destroyed in the explosion that it would be impossible to tell. After the first ship exploded, no one took the necessary step to remove the boat next to it, the High Flyer. No one's exactly sure what started the fire, although they believe that possibly a cigarette butt flicked into a stack of papers started it. However, there also is a theory that is a conspiracy theory that since the Cold War was going on and the ammonium nitrate fertilizer was being sent to France to be used to rebuild France, that maybe another country that was against us in the Cold War sabotaged this boat and started the fire. But all that could have been prevented if they could have just put out that initial fire. But when they tried to put out the initial fire, the hose didn't work and the water wasn't turned on, which also points to conspiracy theory because, if someone started the fire, they'd probably take out the hose too, and then they would know that it would explode for sure. But if the people would have been smart enough to either put out the fire quick enough or get everybody away, then a lot of damage to people could have been prevented.
So, although the disaster was horrific, it taught us a lot of lessons and it gave us foresight into the future of what industrial hygiene and safety needed to become. And even though it is a tragedy, it is good that it happened because it opened people's eyes and laws are enacted now. All sorts of things to prevent more injuries during a disaster like this.